Hi everyone, it's Ben, and I have a confession to make. I'm dying to let you know about the relaunch of DP On Demand. There's going to be new and classic content uploaded monthly, in addition to 159 hours of already existing content. You can sign up by using the link below and get $2 off your first month, or become a $25+ patron to get a free month included with your patronage. That's all the content we normally offer on Patreon, in addition to DP On Demand monthly. This month's content is going to feature a classic Lost DP private show with the previous cast of DP, an episode of The Ass Cast with Ben and Jim Ass, a classic episode of that, and a new movie review with Ben, Jeff Holiday, and Adam from YourMovieSucks.org.
It was like there was a resolution at that moment, but there wasn't really.
Well, he's probably up on the hill.
Like that's where you cut the scene. Or loop the track or something.
You better get you and your steer out of sight.
Or not make a movie.
I'm thoroughly enjoying myself.
Good.
I was a beautiful longhorn steer. Me, I know longhorn steers. Been judging them for years. I moonlight as a longhorn steer judge.
New episodes will be released monthly after the 15th of each month. Here's the Lost show that was just uploaded, and as you can see, it's 6 days and 18 hours of content. Here's some of the private shows. There's a bunch of stuff on here. There's the Tommy Sotomayor, here's 23 Situations, Mind of the Manatee, Young Turks special. Click the link in the description below to get $2 off your first month of DP On Demand.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh! Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Fuck it.
This is episode 951. And we're doing it live once again. And, okay, everyone liked the stream. Everyone stick with us here. You know, I was doing a stream on the DP Underground channel, no connection problems then. And as soon as we go live, it's been happening very coincidentally. It's been like we go live, and then all of a sudden, internet problems out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was just noticing, like, when the intro was happening, like, because we're in a Skype call, that it was like there was a delay, like a pretty heavy delay. But it seems to be a little better now.
Yeah, it's fluctuating. What a weird coincidence, you know?
How strange.
Yeah. Very strange. Everyone liked the
Probably
stream.
Has nothing to do. Probably has nothing to do with the content of the stream tonight at all.
I don't know.
Nah, because it's been happening pretty regularly to us. I think it's got something to do with God finally getting angry at us for talking so poorly about him. I'm sorry, Lord.
Sorry, God.
I'll do one sorry, God, if you let us have our stream back. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Could it be Lori McBride? Is she dropping new copies on the stream?
Well, yeah, because Gail made a video about how people can help her out, so that could have something to do with it. Could be Lori McBride. She could be putting yeast and semen into our internet connection and knocking us offline. It's awful. Apologize to God. Now,
I'm sorry, God.
I think the best thing we can do is apologize to the Lord and Savior and hope for the best, because we're now a Christian podcast.
You know, I might have helped bring a little bit more heat on it. I was watching and making fun of a Girl Defined video earlier today.
Oh no!
So I've definitely angered the Christian Lord.
You're not allowed to pick on people anymore. It's against terms of service.
I guess. I'm just getting canceled left and right.
Yeah, I heard you got ripped off of Twitter. That's not cool.
Yep, got yeeted, got Kali Mod right out of that hell site, unfortunately.
That's why I don't put anything rude out anywhere ever, because I don't want to lose the small platform I have left. I'm scared.
Let's start it out on a different note.
Okay.
And we'll get to the Baked Alaska stuff. We'll get to the stuff in the title. But let's do something we haven't done in a while. How about that?
Triple kiss?
Okay.
Individual situation. Check out the beautiful asshole.
The individual Brett Keane segment situation.
Let's see how Brett's doing. He's got a new gaming channel. It's not even Games You Lorve. It's something else.
Games you tolerate.
Games you somewhat enjoy. Here's a little bit of Brett on his new gaming channel talking about his hopes, his dreams, and his regrets.
Oh, damn.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keane, and I run the Keane Family Games channel. I hope that you've all been enjoying it.
That's what he's known for.
Justin Keane and Autumn Keane and my wife, Dawn Keane, has been making a lot of streaming videos. Soon I'm going to be making some streaming videos myself that is also going to involve my son. We're going to be playing some of that New World game together.
So this is typical Brett. After he's been gone for a little while, he starts dipping his toe back in the water.
He's the family man.
And he's already got the like, I'm defending Dave Chappelle. He's got that video. He's got Superman's gay now. Like he's got that one.
No.
Yeah. So
Superman's kid is gay. Or bi. Not even gay. Bi.
Yeah, he's bi.
But he is Superman now. The Superman we knew, his son is now Superman and also bi. People should know that.
And his name's Weenu?
Sure.
His name's Weenu? I don't know about that.
You said the Superman Weenu.
Oh, the Superman that we knew.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? This is my son, Weenu.
This is my son, Weenu.
I love my gay son, Weenu.
It's a little difficult. We're not going to be able to do it routinely or in some kind of pattern because my son works at
unlike me,
unusual hours. So you will get to see us streaming and talking and doing the kind of things we do. I have noticed.
What else do you do? You lay in bed on your belly?
Yeah, he might have a little chicken or something, a little fried chicken on his belly.
Starting the channel that a lot of people, besides enjoying the gaming channels that me and my brother Justin Keane has been doing, a lot.
Me and my brother Justin Keane has been doing.
Has
a lot
it
of
been
you
good? Have you been watching him and Justin?
No.
Seem to really enjoy the videos where I do reviews or I do some kind of random conversation, kind of like what I used to do on some of my older channels that I did.
Okay. So when are the doxing videos coming, Brett?
It's a new Brett. It's a family channel. He's not going to do that stuff.
Oh, okay.
He's rebranded.
Yeah, he's a family man.
Oh, okay.
He's going. This is his face turn. Okay. Like he's gonna be the John Cena of YouTubers. All right.
It's about damn time.
I mean,
His time
you can't
is now.
see him because he doesn't get a lot of views. Does that work?
Lucky he's a family guy.
Providing that it doesn't involve some kind of politics or religion, then there doesn't seem to be any fights or conflicts or anything like that. Well, today I figured I'd talk a little bit about the autobiography that I've been working on. It's a book about my life from my childhood all the way up to where I'm at nowadays. And
oh, man.
Obviously, because it's about my life and I'm actually writing about it, I am not ready to release it because my life is actually still happening.
So you're going to release it posthumously? Are you just going to write every week like a diary, and then when you die, it goes up?
He's going to write ahead of time what'll happen after he's dead.
Oh, he might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it.
And the world ceased to be because Brett Keane died.
Oh, man.
I thought I would share some things in my book and some of the things that I've pointed out.
You mean share some things from your book, right?
While expressing myself that many of you probably don't know anything about. Some secrets as well as some things that I never even thought about even having a conversation about.
As well as.
And some of the things I'm about to tell you are things that even my own family don't even know about. Because one, I didn't know if they would even be interested in knowing this about
#1 New York Times bestseller, The Tell-All Book by Brett Keane.
Afterlife
I'd read it.
Situation.
I would totally read it.
He spills all the water-headed truth that you don't even know about.
Do you think he's going to write a lot about you and how you didn't go to fight him after a delicious meal?
Yeah.
me. I didn't know if some of them would even care. And to be honest with you, I do know for a fact there are a lot of people in my family that wouldn't give a rat's ass no matter what my thought process was. I think everybody out there, you've got family like that. You know the people that you can talk to, and you know who's going to give a shit, and you know who's not. It is what it is. So why even bother wasting your time? This video is primarily for a lot of you out there who are going to be interested in purchasing the autobiography whenever it comes. This kind of explains a little bit about myself. As many of you know, before I did my YouTube channel and I became God TV Radio and Keen Vision and all the many, many different titles that I went under.
No. It wasn't just different titles. You kept getting terminated and you had to turn around and make a new channel all the time. It was like a quarterly thing for Brett Keane.
The Keane Quarterly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like somewhere out there's got to be like a manatee scholar that knows like the actual number of how many channels he had terminated. It's a lot. It's a very, very high number. More than Twitter accounts that I've lost. I'll put it that way.
Damn.
I would like to tell you what some of my agenda and what some of my point of view was, why I even chose to do some of the things I did. Some people ask me if I have any regrets for the countless years of making videos having to do with some of the subject matters and topics. Well, we're going to talk about that.
This is going to be Brett Keane's coming out story.
Yeah, could you trans Keane?
I want the world to know. That's going to be great.
That would be amazing, actually.
What would his femme name be? Bertha Keane?
Brenda.
Brenda Keane?
It's got to be Brenda.
Whenever I was younger, I really got this idea in my head that I wanted to be a representative of something that helped people.
Okay.
And all of those people's names were Brett Keane.
I think that one of the reasons why I got...
He also said, whenever I was younger. Does that mean he goes back and forth from being younger?
He might transcend space and time.
Okay.
He can identify as younger. Fuck, dude, whatever.
I wanted to help people. That's all Brett Keane ever wanted was to help people.
You have to be able to help yourself before you can help others. So maybe he was on that path and just never got past the helping himself part.
Maybe.
Aspiration.
Maybe he was led astray by the machinations of you evil atheists.
That's
Jesus.
true. You kept. Oh my God! What if it was you and the boys that kept him from being the true savior because y'all meddled with his vision plan?
Shame on me.
I hope there's 7 chapters about it in this book.
About me was my mother, before she got sick, she used to work in nursing and psychiatric wards, and she would work in organizations that either involved helping people who were mentally ill, disabled, or...
So you mean raising you, basically, right?
I think
just simply old and could not take care of themselves anymore. And I was around a lot of these type of people.
Why? Why were you hanging out at work with your mom and her mentally ill patients? Why were you around them?
Many times my mother took her to her work and all this. When my mother ended up getting sick, I ended up in a lot of placements, residential home and foster care. And I met a lot of disabled kids. I met a lot of sick people. I met a lot of people that were broken from stress. I've met people who had nervous breakdowns. Well,
I mean, you just kind of just described the same thing. I knew people who were stressed, and I knew people who had nervous breakdowns. Okay.
What are some better titles for his book? Like, what is it going to be? Afterlife Simulation?
It should be Afterlife Situation.
Oh, yeah, Afterlife Situation.
Yeah.
Tummy Time. Memoirs of a Gourd Believer. Like, what else could it be?
Oh man, when I first saw the title Afterlife Simulation, like my brain, knowing like what we were gonna watch, like I read it as Afterlife
It could be
Situation.
Beat My Wife Situation.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Oh god. Never miss a beat. My memoirs with my wife.
Oh my god.
Whenever I wasn't experiencing these kind of things, I was heavily into listening to music, and I enjoyed watching interviews and documentaries having to do with some of the bands out there that I liked. And one of the things I really, really thought was interesting that was inspiring about music wasn't...
That was interesting, that was inspiring about music.
Really just music itself. And this, what I'm about to tell you, is probably going to surprise a lot of people.
Is it going to surprise you, Ben?
I'm bracing myself
Ben's
for it.
bracing himself for a big surprise.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah.
It wasn't the idea of just simply sitting down behind a piano, keyboard, or guitar that really motivated me. I felt like I had a creative side to me where if I really wanted to and I was given enough time, I could probably produce 100 albums. I'm hyperactive. I am hyperactive. I have a creative ability, constantly millions of thoughts going throughout my head.
Yeah.
Hyperactive from the guy who was always laying in bed?
Yeah.
He can't even get out of bed to film a video.
He can't stop thinking enough to put one foot off the bed. He's on the belly of the beast, man. That's how it works.
Okay.
And I've always got something, at least I feel interesting, I had the contributor say. So playing music was not the obstacle for me. The obstacle was, and also my real true inspiration was to do what some of these musicians as well as celebrities had done. I thought that if I did music, I could become filthy rich, and I would be able to open up hospitals or fund organizations that involve charity of helping people.
Man.
He's such a giver.
Not only did we lose out on 100 classic albums, but we lost out on what could be the new Carnegie, the new Rockefeller gifting to the world.
I thought people who were sick, I would be able to make so much money coming out of my ass and ears that I...
Now, you could have gotten OnlyFans. I've seen so many people make money coming out of their ass on OnlyFans.
And coming into your ass.
Coming out of their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be able to fund people, help people out that were in trouble, and perhaps even build more shelters. There's people out there in the music industry that
build more shelters?
Yeah, he could have built more shelters.
Where are the ones he built already?
Well, you don't know this, but he spends the majority of his
Canada.
time on his stomach because there's refugees underneath there hiding out.
Under his terry folds?
Under his terry folds, yeah.
are so wealthy. Guys like Michael Jackson climbed so high up, he got to the point where he was almost a billionaire, if not, that he was able to buy entire amusement parks and do all this kind of thing.
Well,
it wasn't
you'd
so
be
much
surprised how cheap an amusement park is when you only want to use it for
the music that really carried me to want to get better or do things. It was the idea that I could actually help people, that I could be in a position, because I'd watched bands like Megadeth, the band.
I knew he was going to mention Megadeth. He does every time.
And Europe, Alice Cooper. And it was so interesting that whenever they weren't doing music, they were able to speak on camera, and they were very articulate, and they could talk about how they enjoyed helping people.
It was so interesting how they could talk about how they enjoyed helping people. They were so articulate.
Yeah, Brett calling someone else articulate is interesting. It doesn't take much to be more articulate than Brett.
That's
They
pretty
could
fascinating.
talk about their beliefs. And I realized that music gave people the ability to speak to the masses.
You know what's even more
And that-
interesting? When you don't have to make music, you just say profound shit and people listen. Like, if you wouldn't have to use your music to get your bullshit words out there if you just said things worth listening to. That's the big secret. If you want to get your message out, you don't have to make 100 albums. You have to say one thing worth fucking spreading. Couldn't do that, though, either.
Nope.
A lot of musicians tend to have more grip whenever it comes to an audience, and they get more respect. People are more willing to listen to a musician than a typical preacher or someone who's running some kind of church.
Pope
or something
got the
like
hottest mixtape.
that. And I thought, my goodness, with my voice, with
Oh my god!
my
Shut
ability,
the fuck
And you know
up.
how stupid that is?
Oh my god!
You know how many freaking mega churches there are out there? How many artists have a mega venue where they go every Sunday and play to thousands of people in their venue? Like, the artists got to tour, artists got to play the game. The people who just sit there and speak and preach their bullshit have private jets, have all this bullshit paid by just their words.
They literally buy nothing from them too by donating to God.
To God, yeah.
Because the Bible says you have to tithe a certain amount of money to the church.
But no, what I noticed was that musicians have the power of speech. You really have to make 100 classic albums before you can tell, people what the way it really is. No, people fucking literally make tons of money just preaching all the time, and it's gross because most of those people have sexual freaking scandals falling out the ass because their power breeds corruption. Pretty much across the board all the time, every day. That's why I have no power, because if I did, I would be doing the grossest stuff to everyone. You too.
yeah. I mean, but dude, Brett would be different. Honestly, Brett would be different.
If only he had those 100 albums, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he was mega famous and like a billionaire, like Michael Jackson or some shit, like he'd only use it for good. He'd build all the homeless shelters for all the homeless dogs and kitties or something. Whatever. Fuck. Don't ask questions. It's fine.
Everyone who just showed up, please like the stream, and we will get to the Baked Alaska stuff eventually. We have not yet gotten to it.
Now that I have my platform and I'm able to talk because people will listen because I made 100 albums, I'd like to announce my first act of philanthropy. Well, to put G-Man in charge of all the starving Christian children. G-Man.
Those don't exist.
Well,
don't exist, Brett Keane.
Then we've done a great job.
Liar.
Another successful venture from Brett Keane.
G-Man wins again.
My knowledge and love for people, I could use music as my podium to be able to say the things that I want to say, do the things I want to do, and I would never have to walk past somebody who's hurting and not have something to offer them or give them. Unfortunately, we live in a world where
hurting person,
money,
and this one's for you,
is very important. Money is what makes the world go round. Money is what takes a person who's homeless and puts them in a home and gets them food whenever they're hungry.
No, this is all a lie. Money is the thing you hide behind instead of actually going out and doing things. Money represents the in-between of actually going out and doing things. You pay money so you don't have to go out and make the food or find the food and put the food out there. It's a currency exchange, so you don't have to go out. You could go out and feed people. You could go out, you could harvest berries off a goddamn tree, bring a bucket of berries to the homeless, like, eat these berries that might give you the shits because they didn't wash them, but eat them. There's other ways to feed people, but I got to get money in order to help people. It's not true at all. You can help people by just sitting and listening to them for 5-10 minutes.
And
change their worldly perspective.
He's had money, and he just pisses it away on whatever, like, stupid bullshit that he wants to buy.
Do you think he likes magic cards?
We paid him $1,000 to do some kind of special with us, and he lied and said he gave it to Jesus Freak.
I'm proud of him.
When in reality he didn't. It's all just. It's craziness.
Lying is a sin, Brad.
My mother used to tell me that she always thought it would be a good idea if I became a preacher. And I had really, really thought about that back whenever I was strong into the faith. Whenever I was a child, I thought, yeah, that would be kind of cool. But I'd been to so many churches, and I had seen that there was a certain kind of pattern and routine you had to do. And it wasn't a very creative side. It was you simply talk about an ancient book and try to express to people concepts about a god that you literally know nothing about, and try to... It just seemed like it was all about that, and that more could be done if you were a musician or a celebrity as opposed to someone...
You've been telling the same story and saying the same shit over and over and over and over again.
Wasn't he like a hardcore atheist at one point?
Yes.
Oh yeah, multiple
At the
points,
beginning
right?
of,
Didn't he go in and out of it?
He was one of the more well-known and popular atheists in the early days of YouTube.
Who stands behind a podium and just talks all day and tells you to open up to certain pages in a holy book and then read from there. And
he made a video calling Stephen Baldwin an idiot, and Stephen Baldwin did a reply video to it back when you could do reply videos.
Yeah, his reply was, "You found me out."
Try to interpret it how you're going to interpret it. So it was never really about that. The second biggest thing about trying to get into music was
you suck at it.
I never looked forward to the idea of working with other musicians. I didn't enjoy that.
His best song is Father. He has a song called Father. You know
Is it any good?
What? You've never heard it?
No.
Are you
I've
are you
never heard
serious?
Keen's music. I'm dead serious. I've never heard his music.
It's all of the rest of it's really bad, but he made one song called Father, and it's not so bad. Like you'd expect it to be worse than it ended up being.
All right on. I mean, it's probably better than I could do. I have absolutely zero musical talent.
And then
William Lombard in the pleb chat says Father is really bad, and Jeff has heard it. Willem Lombard says you have heard it.
Have I?
It's not that bad though. And then Marshall Manson did a cover of it where he played the song the way it was actually written. It was just a better recording and done better in general.
Sure. Yeah.
I always felt like when being around other people, especially people who thought they were talented or creative, I always felt like these people, they were in it for pussy and money for themselves.
It's all about the money. It's all about the money.
There's a negative spectrum.
He literally says that in the Father video. It's all about the money.
I'm really uncomfortable when he says the word pussy.
If only, these people were altruistic like me, maybe we'd have a better earth we live on. Instead, I have to make my 100 albums so I can save everybody.
To dealing with musicians and people of music industry.
Yeah, I love how the thing that's keeping him from saving the world with his vast wealth is that he's just too lazy to record this 100 albums that he claims could easily record. It really makes you think.
And that's most of these type of people are usually narcissistic. A lot of them are sociopaths, and
talking about yourself.
A lot of them are self-centered.
Me.
Yeah.
Many of them, 90% of them, do not want to help anybody or do shit. And if they do some kind of charity, it's only so they can get a cut on their taxes and all that, and nothing more. They don't really give a rat's ass about anybody. They just...
I don't know. It doesn't really work that way. Like, if you're doing like a charity drive and the money goes directly to where you're where it's donating, and it's not your income, then you don't get a tax deduction.
Right.
You have to give like your actual money that you make to a charity, and then it's tax deductible. Or you can like donate something to Goodwill, for instance, and that's tax deductible.
Use it so they can feel like
But
a
if you
god.
start a charity, you can pay yourself out salary and stuff through your charity, right?
Yeah, there's limitations on it. It has to do with the overall revenue of the organization. But yeah, people. I mean, I worked for a nonprofit. So nonprofits do have employees
when they're out on stage and all this. I've seen a lot of people like this where they're filthy rich, but they don't do anything that is beneficial or helpful to other people. I think we see a lot of people in the rock industry or metal who give
the rock industry or metal
a lot because
rock and or metal.
many
Such as, and such as.
Many of them can relate. When you read their lyrics and you read their stories and all that about their lives, you can see that many of them did not get a lot of attention whenever they were children.
Oh.
Some of them came from broken homes. Some of them
is this what this is all about?
were mistreated or abused. Almost every band that I listen to and pay attention to
One
has some
Direction.
kind of sad, horrible story and tragedies that have happened to them, which inspired them to write some of the beautiful love songs.
Most
and songs
successful
of,
people have a history of struggle behind them. It's like a key indicator of learning to break through the normal. Is being
I wonder
raised.
how. Yeah. Sorry, I mean to interrupt you. I was wondering, like, how much do you think Brett would charge to do a cover of like a Deicide song? Like that would be amazing.
He would He would just make his brother do all the work. His brother's the one that's actually good at music, not him.
Yeah,
Lost.
But I want to hear Brett's voice singing the lyrics to like a Deicide song. That would be fucking great.
That they
That'd be
did
amazing.
back in the 80s and 90s.
He'll do it for $300.
Unfortunately, as many of you probably noticed by now, most of those people are dead. Most of those people, even though they were given everything on a silver platter due to their creativity and their inspirational music, they're no longer around. Even though they were given all the money in the world.
All right, so I think we've gone through this enough. I'll play for you a little snippet of Father.
Got a little too real there when he was talking about people dying from having too much imbibing, living too much there, huh? Because we're all drunken peasants here.
Oh yeah,
we're all drunks.
Tell the Lord
we
that you believe in His word and stand on the victory that He has already provided for you. Glory be to God, because it doesn't have to be a part of you. And you know what? That goes for anybody else in here. That if you're afflicted with or addicted with anything right now in your body, be it compulsive obsessive disorder, or
Jeff, are you ready to rock?
or schizophrenia, or anything else that I see, that these things are clearly the work of the devil. They are clearly the work of Satan, and you don't need to receive it anymore. Stand on the authority that Jesus Christ has given you and say, Lord, I believe.
What kind of father sits and watches his children get molested, sodomized and raped? What kind of father allows his children to starve to death? What kind of father lets his children freeze to death in the cold? And what kind of father will judge you and condemn you?
Yeah.
Leave you and your children burning in the flames of hell. The same father who claims he loves you.
So that's the song.
What kind of
I have
father?
definitely never heard this.
You haven't heard
No,
this?
Never heard it. It's kind of a bop. You know, it's all right.
You would probably know if you've heard it by the next line. Brett goes, "What kind of father would tell his kids he's going to take them to Disneyland, but end up taking them to Knott's Berry Farm?"
Yeah. It's all about
He
the
doesn't
money.
actually say that.
Okay, you got me, Jeff. He didn't say that. He didn't. I made that up.
Good. I'm too smart for you.
I know. You win again, Holiday.
You win again. All right. Now it's time to do DP Action News. Here we go.
He called me sir, and it got me so human angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow.
They're laughing at us
Wow.
at our stupidity.
DP Action News.
Better well learn to love it.
That's right.
I'm glad nobody's laughing at our president now that we got rid of Donald Trump.
Oh, you know what? You guys mentioned Cena earlier.
Yeah.
And I saw this Cena video.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是速度与激情就比冰淇淋速度与激情，速度
Is
与
he
激
trying
情
to
就
convince China he's Joe Biden with that ice cream cone?
我也希望，所以现在是音乐时间，准备。
John Cena will be our 49th president.
I hope.
2个礼拜
I don't understand. All I see is an empty car. Sorry.
All I see is a floating ice cream cone.
He's singing into it.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anybody who gets off by sticking their penis into ice cream cones.
What's the timestamp here?
Look it up.
34:50.
I've seen old episodes of DP. Everybody always talked about dicks.
Everybody's doing it.
非常好电影，动作非常好，差不多一样。冰淇淋，再见。
He's singing Father in Mandarin. Yeah. That's fucking great, dude.
Oh, and so the two Michigan football teams played each other, Michigan State and University of Michigan, and both were undefeated. And Michigan State won, and they were the home team when it happened. And I have a video here. All I have to say is they're not people. They're just not people.
Wait, which ones do you hate as a Buckeyes fan? Michigan State
Michigan
or
Michigan.
Do you hate the Wolverines?
We
more
need
than...
a solution to finally deal with Michigan.
Okay. That's what I thought. I thought you'd be happy with the Spartans kicking their fucking ass.
I'm fine with them. I'm fine with them doing violence against their own people. Okay.
Okay.
Look at this.
Yeah.
And you know this actually is Michigan because you can see all the people wearing green. It's the same green as the fucking Oregon Ducks. Only they're green and white, and Oregon's green and yellow.
When is Andy No gonna tweet that this is Antifa? Just curious.
There's one person that's like, what are you doing?
Capitalist.
And everybody else. I mean, I don't think it can get any more messed up than it already is. But
yeah, don't save her, dude. This car's done.
Yeah.
This car's having a train ran on her by a bunch of Michiganis.
Jeff, we can still hear you, buddy.
No, I know. I grabbed my microphone so I can stand outside.
Oh, okay.
Just don't say the N-word, okay?
So here we have Baked Alaska. This is a recording. This is a recording from his verdict being read, kind of synced up to the video of him committing the crime that he was found guilty of. Crimes, I guess.
On all charges.
Having heard the testimony, having viewed the exhibits, having heard the arguments of the parties, we have 3 charges. First one, we'll take them in order, backwards, I guess, from the way it was charged on criminal trespass. We have the best evidence because we could all watch the event occur.
We have the best evidence because he provided it to us to find him guilty.
Appreciate the video proof of your crime, sucker.
It occurred, which I don't remember what exhibit that was. Was that States 1?
See, that's why these people kind of perverted IRL streaming because there is that balance between doing stuff that's, you know, maybe moderately risky, and just doing something illegal. Like this dude was acting as like the human avatar for a bunch of people that probably hardly ever leave their house.
You have to find the chaos. You can't create it.
Yes, that's a good philosophy.
On a related note, too, did we ever find out what happened to that twink dude who pulled a gun when he was hanging out with Andy Worski? Like,
oh my God, that was forever ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was forever ago. I never heard if like he got in like serious legal trouble for that or whatever.
Aim!
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. States 1. We see the defendant leaving the building, In the process of leaving the building, we have the defendant go to where the arm is stretched out, showing the location, the general location. We have the defendant still standing there, facing the Mr. Pecora, the bouncer or security person. We have Mr. Pecora telling him, Mr. Pecora, the security person, telling him stop blocking my door.
He's using that bitch piss pepper spray, and this security guard doesn't even like lift a hand in his own defense. He just turns around. The spray stops. He turns back around to see if Baked Alaska is still there. He realizes he's still there when he catches more spray, turns back around, and he's not freaking out at all. He's taking this like a champ. He's like, let me turn around and see you still there. I'm whooping that ass.
The defendant not moving, the defendant staying there. Then we have the person shoving him, quite a big shove. But of course, that's not the charge here, so I'm not here to rule one way or the other of that. But we do have the defendant clearly trespassing by not moving and staying there, and with his face right next to Mr. Pecora's face. As to the disorderly conduct, we have the series of events that occur. It seems to me that Mr. Pecora's peace was disturbed by watching the tape or the evidence of Exhibit 1, especially at the end where he is sprayed in the face with pepper gel. As to the disorderly conduct, the court finds the defendant guilty. As to the assault,
that's one guilty.
That's two guilty.
Oh, is that two? That's two.
Yeah, he got one guilty prior for, was it trespassing?
Trespassing, yeah.
And then this one was for
disorderly conduct.
Yeah, disturbing the peace.
And
disturbing this guy's
the
peace.
defense argument on the first spray.
This one's for assault here.
Because he was shoved. But again, the shoving is not for the court here. But then we have, after the retreat occurs, we have the defendant having a pause, and then again spraying pepper gel at Mr. Pecora. And therefore, I find that this, beyond a reasonable doubt, the assault, and I believe the state has proven beyond a reasonable doubt that it was not justified. Do the parties wish to proceed with sentencing today?
Your Honor, the state does not. The state would ask that the hearing be set for a sentencing and restitution hearing, and the state intends to present matters in aggravation at that time.
Okay. Does the defense wish to present a mitigation hearing?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then if the parties want to confer with the bailiff as to a time that's better for both, we'll set it to a sentencing, aggravation, and mitigation hearing.
I really wish we had video of Tim when they started reading out the guilty verdicts. You know, that'd be so fantastic. Holy shit.
Wonder how much time he's facing total here.
3 charges, all guilty. His
the assault charge is the bad one, like the worst one.
Yeah, it's still they're all misdemeanors though, like all
Are
of
they?
them. So yeah, he's gonna get county and community
I thought
service.
it was federal, or I thought it was.
No, the federal charges are the January 6th stuff that he's dealing with.
Which he's still gonna have to go to court for that one.
Yeah, he's still in trouble with other stuff.
Well, he's got the sentencing. I think is in January. It's quite a while away, and he is petitioning to fight these charges. He's already collected $20,000 in legal fee donations.
He's just gonna live off of it in the
requesting
meantime.
$100K. So we'll see where that goes. But
I'm in the wrong business. Jesus Christ.
Is that it for this? There's a long video you sent me, and it was like an hour in or something.
Go to 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds. That's when it starts to, or that's when the piece that's probably.
Let's see. So this is live from the courtroom, right?
Yeah, this is the court stream.
So going back to this incident when you were inside Gilligan's, Kevin Pecora, he approached you and told you that you needed to leave, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you took that to mean that you were no longer allowed on the property based on your testimony on direct?
Yeah, that's fair.
So he testified at his hearing?
Yeah.
Wow, that's usually not advisable.
And that's why you started to walk towards the exit?
Correct.
Now, you indicated on direct that you weren't looking for a fight or trying to provoke, but isn't it true that in this incident that you told Kevin Pecora that I thought you were against Biden stealing the election, and now you're being a little faggot, and that gay people suck?
Objection argumentative.
Oh man, yeah. Look, when you're gonna be like having pretty spicy language like that, you do not want to be put on stand and have like the judge fucking looking at you while they're reading out like the abhorrent shit that you said. That's a bad fucking idea.
Now his lawyer's calling for an objection.
Yeah.
How is it argumentative?
Because
the question is, did you say that?
Sure, but he's also inferring that by asking him a question of whether or not he supports Biden or whatever the statement was, that it also means that he's trying to fight.
Okay, overruled. You may answer. The question was, did you say that?
Overruled.
I mean, at least that first part. I don't know about that last part, but I mean, yeah. Basically, we had been having a discussion before, and me and Mr.
You don't have discussions. You go out and provoke people, and you push them to the point where they have like no choice but to either call the cops or grab you, and you hope they grab you so you can shoot them with pepper spray.
Yep.
It's bullshit.
We're getting along, everything was cool, and yeah, I was caught off guard. Like, whoa, this guy just did a full 180 on me.
180.
This gentleman did a full 180.
I was just asking for him with his opinions on the politics.
Good Lord.
Okay, so you didn't say the last part that now you're being a little faggot and that gay people suck.
It's all for the record, so they have to say it.
No, I said that first part of that. I don't know if I said that last part of that or if that was someone else. I might have.
Okay. Your Honor, may I play State Exhibit 5 for identification to show that he said that?
If it shows he said it, sure. But you could show it to him to refresh his memory.
Is there more here?
I don't know. I think there's a lot more, but it's just this was the final day of his court appearance. Here's the video that proves you are a liar.
Can I just ask, just briefly, has this been admitted? State's Exhibit 5?
I'm not admitting these. I'm using these as impeachment evidence.
Okay, but it has or it hasn't been admitted?
Has not.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to play from 544.
Does he say?
So we're not trespass. This guy is right here. I thought you were against Biden stealing the election. So you're just sitting here trying to attack me. No, yeah, you take that up. Well, I'm actually not like trespass. You're not moving. My property. He is moving. No, you're not. This is our property. I thought you were against Joe Biden stealing. And then you're blocking out the entrance. And then you're blocking.
There it is.
Sir, was that you just saying that?
So the first part, yes. The second part, no.
Well, he's lying under oath.
The second part was some other gentleman.
That was him saying it.
Oh, it was?
Wasn't me.
Whoa.
I thought you were against Biden stealing the election. How come I can't stay here? How come you're kicking me out? Biden stole the election. I should be able to do whatever I want on your property. The fuck is wrong with you, you tiny psycho?
Doesn't he realize that I'm based in Red Pilled?
Said you're not going to stand for the truth right after that.
See, Your Honor, when I was stating, when I said he was acting like a badeep, was that how is he not going to stand for the truth? You know, Your Honor, as a patriot and everything, Your Honor.
Something that someone else said, but that's Chicken Andy. That's Chicken Andy's voice. That's
throwing Chicken Andy under the bus.
Oh, he's fucking snitching like a motherfucker. Right now.
Your Honor, that was Chicken Andy, not me.
Yes.
I'm a sweet boy, Your Honor.
That was Donkey Donk Doug. You know, come on. We're just, listen, I love beer. Anyway.
Your Honor, I love beer.
See, my mouth is not saying that. The first part, yes, I did say. That second part, gay people suck, that was not me. That was Chicken Andy.
And so you've never said that before?
Your Honor, I would
And-
never say that if Chicken Andy was there to say it. Okay.
Just to be clear too, when I'm saying like, why are you being a little faggot? Like obviously that has nothing to do with his sexuality. That just means like, why are you being lame? Because he was just agreeing with me and
There's
getting
nothing to do
along,
with his
and then he
sexuality,
completely flipped on
guys.
me. So
Let me red pill you for a second, Your Honor.
Your Honor, you are not based.
obviously I have no way of insinuating anything about his sexuality, nor do I care.
Nor do I care, Your Honor. Sexuality means nothing to me. I barely get it myself.
The prosecution calls Sweet Aaron to the stand.
Your Honor, I basically cucked him for like 2 months. It was embarrassing. He dropped his stupid right-leaning facade and basically became a liberal. And then when I started fucking Ice Poseidon, he disappeared from IRL until Ice Poseidon fell out of favor. And then he came out and he was the MAGA little fuckboy, Your Honor.
I hear whispering. He must be whispering to his lawyer, like, "Hey man, I don't know what to
one
say."
moment? Sure.
Dude was being a
God damn it.
Your Honor, I mean, we have in light of the defendant's testimony that he just gave, that he was just trying to say that you're not like being cruel and wasn't any way.
I'm surprised the Chicken Andy defense didn't set him free.
It seemed so perfect,
For real. Dead.
The first part, yes, I did say. That second part, gay people suck, that was not me, that was Chicken Andy. And just to be clear too, when I'm saying like, why are you being a little faggot? Like obviously that has nothing to do with his sexuality. That just means like, why are you
Your
being
Honor.
lame? Because
Obviously, Your Honor.
he was just agreeing with me and getting along, and then he completely flipped on me. So obviously I have no way of insinuating anything about his sexuality, nor do I care.
I don't care about his sexuality, Your Honor. He's out of my league.
I want to hear because I think it's the prosecution that says this next part. Because there's like whispering for a second.
Your Honor, may I have one moment? Sure.
Taking a moment.
Your Honor, I mean, we have in light of the defendant's testimony that he just gave, that he was just trying to say that you're not like being cruel and wasn't any way derogatory. We have a video that would directly contradict that. Earlier, you indicated that we couldn't play it where he pushed that individual, but we would think now we have numerous reasons, because number one, it contradicts the fact that he goes out looking for fights. It also contradicts the fact that he has never had a violent issue before, and it also now contradicts his statement that he's got nothing against a person's sexual orientation.
Yeah, it's like you have hours and hours of public videos out there of you doing all this, and then you take the stand and lie about it. It's so fucking dumb. I can't believe he thought he could do this.
Your Honor, I'm going to call for a mistrial. There's no way I can get a fair trial when I give you all this evidence against myself for being a complete piece of shit.
Well, again, I don't know.
He didn't even show up for this pre-trial for this because he was hiding from the feds from being at the January 6th thing at the time. Yes. Yeah, there was a recording of his lawyer making excuses for Baked Alaska not showing up.
He was a political refugee, Ben.
I don't know why he chooses to volunteer all this information, but he was saying that wasn't him who said it.
Well, that's not what he said, that no. He wouldn't have even that.
Right, I heard it.
Yes.
But he was still saying I didn't say it. That isn't the way it's meant. I understand the contradiction. I think everyone does in the room, but that he still hasn't admitted saying it.
Oh, I understand that, but now he's saying that, hey, that this wouldn't be an issue for me, but I'm saying I have another video where I think that contradicts this assertion on top of other assertions that he never had been violent in any other instances, that he's never gone out.
Again, he didn't ever say that. He has never said he's never been violent.
Yes,
no,
he did on direct testimony.
he said he doesn't go out looking for fights. There's a difference.
He says this is the only.
Bro, this guy is so annoying, man.
Who is that?
So this is the little fat blue character down in the corner.
Wow, this whole time they haven't said anything?
Yeah, it's Bumpily Tunsky. He just listens and talks.
You know what? This person came down the Jeff Holiday pipeline. I see Pepe.
This little chubster.
That's
this
not
blue.
Pepe. That's a groiper.
That's a
come on.
groiper.
Oh, is that what
Ben.
that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
groipers are Pepes who lived off the fat of the land and got chunky.
And then he clarified today, and he said of trespassing.
Okay, the objection sustained.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so that's all the questions that I have for you right now.
So the prosecutor is actually Ben Shapiro. I don't know if you guys could pick that
His
up by
voice
his voice
is not like whiny enough.
It's because he was in a good mood that day.
Your Honor. Mr. Janae, there was an earlier video that was showed to impeach. The purpose was to try to impeach your belief or your thoughts or what you heard or didn't hear on the night of this incident in regards to when you were told to go or to leave or to exit the establishment.
Yeah.
The part of the video that you've seen, did Mr. Pecora tell you directly, you need to go, you are not trespassed?
No.
Pretty sure I heard him say it.
Did you know?
Yeah, I'm
did
pretty
you
sure too.
believe that at that moment you needed to get up and get out?
No.
No, I didn't believe that I needed to get up and get out. I thought I should stay there and question his sexuality based on comments he made about Biden.
Yeah, that's a smart thing to do, right? In my defense, Your Honor, I was being based
There
in red
was
pill.
some video played in regards to statements you made about pepper spray or pepper gel. Do you or have you ever used pepper spray to create content?
No.
Content spray. Dun, dun,
There, amongst other, Your Honor, may I have just a moment?
Sure.
And with my client.
Sure. Do you need a break?
Maybe just a break.
Your Honor, it's proving very hard to defend my client. Can I have a break?
Can I?
I want to go to
Can I just-
Applebee's.
Can I just do a takesy backsies? Come on.
One takesies backsies, please.
Yeah, I was watching Vadim Newquist, and I found out you can get lucky at Applebee's.
If you're watching right now, hit that like button or else.
Hit the like button. Help us out here. This is our first show of the week. We meet our goal every week. We have for the last 3 years. We would really appreciate it if you could help us continue that streak. Throw us a couple bucks. Link in the description. Send us a Streamlabs dono. We will read it out loud, too. Tell us what you think about Baked Alaska. Tell us what you think about all this crap.
Is it my fault? Is this like a byproduct of Kakistan? It's okay. Just tell me. It's cool.
If it's your fault, I don't think you're liable in court, or else you'd be on the stand.
Probably.
What if they're building a case against January 6th and Kakistan is like going to go down with everybody else for the attack on the Capitol building?
You're taking the fall.
I have a rock solid alibi, actually. Me and Jordan Peterson were in a gangbang, so whatever.
Yeah. Poor Jordan Peterson. You see him crying recently?
I see him cry at least twice a week. I mean, I said we'd get into a gangbang, right?
Yeah. I saw him on H3 was like making fun of him because he was crying. And I was like, this is a guy that you platformed early on, And now you're picking on him for crying, and all he's crying about is how unfortunate men are being treated in America today. Damn, H3H3.
Oh, I didn't.
The tides change. The tides
I didn't
change.
hear about that.
Here's
actually.
another-
Is that what he was crying about?
Well, he was like, I think he was in an interview with a woman, and the woman was talking to him about male issues, and Peterson just started like choking up, crying when he's talking about how poorly men are being treated. And I felt bad for him because honestly, a lot of these guys, they don't have anybody to stand up for them. Jordan Peterson is like their daddy. I have a father, so I don't need him. But for all these fatherless Americans, they need Jordan Peterson to pat them on the back and give them fucking, I don't know, encouraging words.
I could totally understand. I could totally understand that. Like, but the thing is, it comes down to like this weird parasocial thing, right? And it's fine if people want to have like a parasocial relationship as long as like there's limitations on it. Otherwise, it can lead to some people getting some really strange ideas. And like, I think Jordan Peterson has been a really brilliant professor in the past. Like some of his lectures that he gave, like I've watched some old ones of his, they were brilliant. But then like, I don't know if the dude should really be giving people like life advice because he'd make some really poor choices.
Yeah.
And that's like my main central like problem with Jordan. I mean, I disagree with him a fuck ton too, but like my main problem with him is like, yeah, I'm just gonna like and tell you how to live. Also, I went to a sketchy clinic in like, you know, Eastern Europe and got put into a medically induced coma because I can't deal with addiction like everybody else who deals with addiction had to deal with addiction. I don't know, dude. I don't think you should be telling people how to live.
I went to go try and find the clip of Jordan Peterson crying in the interview, and there's way too many clips to find of it. So
No, he's cried multiple times.
Poor Jordan Peterson.
Publicly.
I saw H3 watching it, so I thought it was new, and I thought it was a big novel.
It might be new. I don't know. I've seen him cry before.
But Ethan Klein was just picking on poor Jordan Peterson for having an emotional moment. I felt
Some
bad
people
for
say
him.
some people say shit like, Jordan Peterson's a Nazi. I don't think he's a fucking Nazi. I think he's a boomer. And he doesn't even understand the culture that like ends up kind of worshiping him and like surround him and shit.
Yeah, I don't think he understands that culture. I think he understands human psychology and the way that we've come to be in a way that, you know, most people would never understand. He's been studying it. He's been contributing to the growth of humanity for years. He was part of the big agenda to push women into power back in the 90s. Was it Agenda 43 or Movie 43 or something? The big push. And he's been a part of discovering where we're going to be going. And now he's on this weird path where these daddyless little dudes that just need somebody to tell them how to fucking make their bed. By the way, you don't need to make your bed. It's a ploy from big government to keep your sheets clean. Just leave turds in your bed. If you get a girl back to your bed and your bed's stinky, blame it on her.
That sounds like some Jared Genesis
Blame
shit.
it on her, dude. Be like, why'd you stink up my bed? She's like, no, it smells like man shit in here. I'm like, no, that was you. It smelled perfect before you got here. Just deny.
There's another video you sent me. It was breaking baked Alaska.
Wait. Bring this fucking fly ass honey home. You're both a little fucking drunk, you know. You had a little bit of Hennessy. No big deal.
Yeah.
You bringing this hot honey in. She's like, your room smells like shit. You're like, yeah, you did that.
Yeah, it didn't before you got
What
here.
a fuck.
Now that you shit up my room, the least you could do is give me some of that ass.
Then we have the person shoving him.
Daddy, fuck that
Quite a
shitty
big
ass.
show.
Oh my
But of course, that's not the charge here, so I'm not here to.
What is this? You sent me this. What the?
This is the Baked Alaska trial. But I think we ended up listening to this in the bigger clip.
It's just this is the video.
One way or the other of that.
Someone animated
but
it.
We do have the defendant clearly trespassing by not moving and staying there, and with his face right next to Mr. McCoy.
That's hilarious. Here's this is a clip from the Rittenhouse trial. What is this?
This is a still photograph.
Okay. So this trial's been going down. I don't know how it's gonna land. It's probably gonna be bad news either way.
The one thing I saw was the screenshots of him yawning. I guess he kept yawning a bunch.
But this prosecutor, I think it's the prosecutor. Is this the defense lawyer? Somebody here has an unfortunate retelling of the events of this night.
From the ultimate gas station where he was shouting, "Shoot me, nigger, shoot me, nigger," at a Black Lives rally.
Shoot me, nigga! Shoot me, nigga! How could the lawyer put the ER in? How could you put that's a big deal. How could you just add in the ER?
Well, the lawyer has to, like legally speaking, like he has to.
Oh,
He has to.
under the law, if it's a IGGA, you gotta hit the guh. You can't add in the ER. That's added context. That's.
Well, what was Rittenhouse saying? Was he saying "guh"?
That wasn't
Rittenhouse. I think that was one of the guys that he shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the lawyer's trying to say he's out here saying the N-word. He's saying the N-word at a Black Lives rally. And you're like, well.
What does that have to do with anything?
He's
case?
using the soft A, not the hard R.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything in the case?
I'm not sure. This is literally all I've seen of the case.
Well, you see, Your Honor, my client here, Mr. Rittenhouse, is very upset because he used a racial epithet, so he decided to blast him.
The only part Billy's seen of the case is the hard ER testimony.
That's all I've seen.
That's in. Well, I'm not surprised. The circles you run in, Billy. The circles you run in.
I am actually a man of the people. I hear all and tell all.
Okay. Everyone like the stream if you haven't already. Give us a like.
Do it now.
Let's
I guess
check.
I could do it too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, but so if we're still on trial stuff, are we doing any more trial stuff?
No. We were going to read the
Okay.
Streamlabs and then move on to the next thing.
Real quick before we do though, if you really want to go down a fucking crazy ass rabbit hole, the Charlottesville trial is on right now, the lawsuit. And what's fucking wild about it, there's a bunch of people are getting sued in a big class action lawsuit. There are two lawyers that are defending like several different hate groups. And then there's Christopher Cantwell, I think is his name, the crying Nazi, and then there's Richard Spencer.
Oh yeah.
Both Cantwell and Richard Spencer are their own lawyers.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. That's going to be entertaining. Now, did you know Richard Spencer voted for Biden in the last election?
Sure, of course.
Yeah. It was an interesting turn because he was full on Trump when he first kind of got in the public eye. It's interesting.
You know why? Do you know what his stated reason
probably
was? Probably
because of some Jewish stuff, more than likely.
Israel.
Yeah.
Israel, yeah.
So,
yeah,
I'm not surprised.
Trump's too. He likes Israel, and that's basically the whole thing. Because, like, at the end of the day, like Richard Spencer is he hates Jews more than he hates black people. So you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? The best Richard Spencer video ever is him drunk at a karaoke bar singing Depeche Mode.
Yes, that's such a great video. Before I lost my Twitter for making the joke that "Let's Go Brandon" is secret slang for drinking dog cum. Before that happened, I was watching. I think it's Molly Conger, I think is her name, Socialist Dog Mom or something like that on Twitter.
Yeah.
And every day she's been listening to the phone lines because they can't broadcast it. They can't record this trial, but you can hear it on the phone and you can transcribe it. And she's been doing it. When Christopher Cantwell went up there and gave his opening statements, the whole thing was basically him bragging about his podcast to the jury and saying that he hopes to red pill them.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm not fucking around.
That's not how that works.
Based and cringe pilled.
I know, dude. It is like the most fucking insane shit I have ever read.
The Charlottesville killer, the one that hit the woman with his car, was from my hometown. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, he got life in prison for that shit.
Well deserved. Sounds like a premeditated killing.
Yeah.
He wasn't aiming for anyone specific, but he drove in there looking to run someone over.
That's even worse than aiming for somebody specific. Because if you specifically want to kill somebody, you're a piece of trash murderer or whatever. But if you're just randomly killing, do you realize that the waste of a perfectly good kill there? You could have targeted someone you hated, but instead you're just up chaos.
That's like fucking that's the difference between like murder and terrorism, you know? Like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, don't do either, guys. It's the worst. It's actually terrible and horrible, and I don't condone any of it at all.
So
there was definitely some people that were saying that that Kyle Rittenhouse is definitely my fault. Listen, just because he looks just like me, and just because I happen to know his mother, and just because I happen to be hanging out around with his mom about the time when he would have been conceived, means absolutely nothing. It's not my fault. I was never there, and I never had to get actually tested to pay child support, so you can't fucking prove anything.
Remember the Publishers Clearinghouse videos with Ed McMahon?
Mm-hmm.
And he would just show up with a gigantic check?
Yeah.
What if we get Publisher Rittenhouse?
Ed McMahon was American Family, and Publishers Clearinghouse was something different.
It was different?
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
What if we get Publishers Rittenhouse and he shows up to your house with a giant gun?
I would not like that.
I wouldn't like that either. I sure hope that doesn't happen too. Let's read off some of these donos. Everybody who's been giving it, I thank you so much. Fool Don't Mess With Me said, love you guys. Keep it up. I hope Baked Alaska gets locked up for like 10 years. Yeah, I hope he gets a good cellmate that loves jelly or syrup. Lowbrow Jester, $10. Cheers. Says some money's for you individuals. And Lowbrow Jester also, what kind of father would let his son donate to DP? Yeah. Okay. Flame Lives gave a big love. This is going to be Brett Keen's coming out story. True. That Indian dude said, love your COVID stuff, Jeff. I know there's a claim ivermectin worked in India, but to keep it short, it's very likely India became an unwitting participant in natural immunity experiment, so to speak. And then Ty Hell with that said, I'm so corny and never know what to say, but here's some money. Thank you, Ty Hell with that. And everybody else, thank you for just watching and liking the stream. Every like we get on the stream actually means you guys took your time to like us and not just passively liked us. Because I know if you're watching, you passively like us. Actively like us. Hit that button, sucker.
Also, sign up for Patreon. Get your pledges in now at the beginning of the month because there's a bunch of stuff coming up this month. Also, don't forget, if you're a patron $25 or above, you get the DP On Demand service for a whole month included with your patronage. Also, we're adding something new to the $10 level on Patreon. The old movie reviews with the original DP cast. Where there was several years where we did one once a month. So those are being released once a month at random. So within a week or so, those will be coming out. So the $25 level, you get all of the stuff that's offered, pretty much everything that's offered, combined with everything that's on DP On Demand. It's a steal. If you sign up before the 15th, all the new stuff is coming out on DP On Demand on the 15th, and the new Patreon stuff's coming out throughout the month. You don't want to miss it. It's crazy.
Nice.
It's cray.
I want to watch another Egghead's Dad Uncle movie.
Who the fuck has ever said that before?
Yes. You know what?
Dude, it was great.
You know what? Yeah, Adam wants to watch another one, too.
You guys are sick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I
fun,
would
man.
trust the opinion of a professional movie critic over
Would you?
some guy who buys Movie Pass.
No, I disagree. I'm a professional movie watcher.
You got to understand, like, me and Adam have very severe conflicts when it comes to movies. Like, he thinks Kubrick is amazing. I think Kubrick is overrated. So, like, we naturally are, like, two opposing forces that collide, but we both are unified in our love for Egghead's family's movies. So, obviously, there's something there.
You're both
that
sick in the
anybody
head. You're degenerates.
I mean, wait, you went to the furry convention with us, didn't you? Oh, wait, no, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
No,
I'm
he
not
wasn't there.
I'm not a degen.
He hasn't had his passport ever. He's never had a passport.
That's right. You still
Never
haven't
had a
done
passport.
No, he hasn't.
COVID wouldn't let me get a passport.
What about the 2 years we were telling you to get a passport before that?
I didn't care.
So that's the real reason.
I was too busy doing this show to go anywhere.
What? I went places.
Yeah, while I had to stay at home and watch our kids.
By the way, quick announcement. I think it's gonna be Thursday, the 18th, I believe. I think that's right. Scott should be in studio.
It's definitely not the 18th.
It's not the 18th? Is it the
It's
11th? Okay, the 11th. Sorry, the 11th. Yeah, so Scott's going to be here on the 11th. Live in
I
the
should come up
studio.
and we can have an orgy.
Yes.
We're going to a wrestling show, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, Scott is going to be wrestling in the wrestling show.
I don't know. The last time I went to a wrestling show with you in Seattle, I don't even barely remember it. It was
Scott
such a
was
fucking
there.
blur.
That was 3-2-1. Scott wasn't at the one that
Oh,
we
he
went
wasn't?
to. No.
No.
Aubrey was there. But no, it's this one is in a larger venue than that one.
Okay.
It looks like a bigger show, and I think it's a microbrewery too that it's at. So you might not remember it either if you go to it.
Yeah, probably not. That usually happens. I'll remember like the first half of my trip up to Seattle, and then the rest of it's a blur.
I mean, I got enough mics and headphones, Jeff, if you want to come too. Well,
I'll think about it.
Oh, that
You
means
said the
no.
11th?
Yeah.
No. I mean, like,
So the
doesn't
11th
mean-
is the show, and the 12th is the wrestling show.
Yeah, you can come up for just the show on the 11th and go back home.
If you don't want to go to the wrestling show.
If you don't want to go to the wrestling
True.
show.
Or you can make
Sure.
memories that you're soon to forget.
It's like all of my memories.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. XPZ 2014 said, Baked Alaska, he's a big MAGA chud, goes to jail again. Haiku, I think. I suck at counting syllables.
It's 757, right?
I mean,
It's 575.
I didn't bother
575.
counting.
Okay.
I didn't want to count.
Wait, what was it again?
I'm not
Shit.
gonna go back and count these syllables. If it's a haiku, it's a haiku. If it's not, it's no different to me. It was said in a dono, and I'm not gonna check for some. I'm not gonna do the work
It's
to
a
check
king-
if somebody's haiku was a haiku or not.
It's a king haku.
Dang.
Do I care about haikus enough to count the syllables? Like, if you're that type of prick where you live in a world where somebody says they've given you a haiku and you're like, nope, that was 8 syllables in the center, not a haiku, you're a super prick. Who lives within these standards of actual haiku confinements?
Actual poets.
Fuck actual poets.
Oh, no! Okay. All right, here we go. Next segment. Wow. We don't know how much time Baked Alaska got because they haven't had sentencing.
Yeah, sentencing, I believe, is in January.
He might not get any time.
I'm pretty sure he'll get some time.
Don't touch me. TP, are they gonna touch me?
Well, that's stupid that he got himself in this because, like, for the content. Because the people who watch him, if he goes to jail for like a year or two, they're just gonna go find someone else because they're not the one going to jail.
But it's like
No one's gonna give a fuck about him when he gets out.
nobody gave a fuck about him until he put on the dickhead hat. Like, this is all he ever had. It's a short fire that's gonna burn out, and there you go.
He could have skated the line a little better.
If he was better at it, but he's a fucking sucker. He's not good at this stuff.
What is this? Let's see what this is.
That's Donald Trump leading the Atlanta Braves chop.
Yeah, I remember the Braves were in the World Series back when I was in middle school and everyone was doing it.
Everybody's saying that the chop is racist. Is the chop racist?
I think we're at a time where now people would probably agree with that. I'm pretty sure that eventually we'll lose all sports mascots that are indigenous unless they get like the official okay from like a tribe, like Florida State. Their football team is called the Seminoles, and the Seminoles are okay with it, like officially okay with the team being named after them. So as far as I understand, I believe like tribal leaders have endorsed their usage of the team.
Like, I think they should start bringing in other races. Like, instead of the Kraken here in Seattle, they should have been the Seattle Honkies. The
Crackers.
The Honkies. They should have been the Honky Hockey League. And then they bring that in, like, okay, now we're starting to bring in some other races, making it more equal. You could do the Crackers for another team, but I think a hockey league named the Honkies is funny.
Yeah, there was a baseball team.
But they weren't. They were the Atlanta Black Crackers, which is confusing.
I went to my first Kraken game. That place is the most insane arena I've ever been in.
What
ever.
happened?
I mean, it's so nice and new, and there's so many levels. There's a ticket reader at everything's sectioned off, and depending on how good your ticket is, depends on how much of it you can get into. And you can leave your area and go in with the plebs, with the people who have the nosebleed seats, because they have different stuff you can look at. But then there's places where if you have box seats, you can go into the section where there's a bathroom and food options that aren't available in the rest of it. And then there's the super nice boxes. Oh my God. I walk past these boxes that, there's a whole bunch of people in. Amazing looking buffet and cold beer on ice and shit. That looks like the way to enjoy.
Did you have that ticket?
No.
Worst. Why even go?
Well, that ticket, you have to get together with a bunch of people and buy the box.
Yeah. I'm gonna start doing that for my live shows. You're gonna come be able to see if you pay for the cheap ticket, you can sit back and basically listen. You won't have a visual of me on stage. If you get the expensive ticket, you can go to the front row. If you get the super expensive ticket, you can go to the consent room, formerly known as the green room, where if you walk in, you just consent to whatever,
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I had an area I didn't have a private suite, obviously, but I had the upper mid tier.
I only
have
live
to
a sweet life like Zach and Cody.
And you have to. Oh, I knew you were gonna say that. Oh God, I cringe. Zach and Cody, no. But yeah, you have to scan your ticket, or you know what? You can do the Amazon, because Amazon does this thing now where they collect your palm scan.
Oh, cool.
They have mine for when I go to the Amazon Go grocery store. I just scan my palm.
Can't believe you're Bezos' mark of the bitch.
I don't even know who Bezos is.
He's Jeff. He runs Amazon.
Oh, you mean Jeff Bezos?
Bezos, yeah.
You should be shot into space on his dildo rocket.
I think I could be next.
Yeah,
If
let's make this happen. Did you know Bezos and Bill Gates hung out in Turkey on Bezos's yacht for Bill Gates' birthday? He took him out to the Mediterranean Sea to party.
International waters where many sexual acts aren't illegal.
Did they go to Epstein's Island?
No, I don't think it's in Turkey. I don't know where that was, but I don't think it was in Turkey.
Could you imagine if you were so rich on Thanksgiving you could go to Turkey?
I was always wondering if those two hung out, because they literally live within a mile of each other.
They're newly single bachelors,
I
right?
know.
Or did Bezos get remarried?
He's not remarried.
Huh. I wonder if they went family
he's got a
style.
girlfriend, though.
Yeah, the weird thing is that they're both from Albuquerque. Bezos and this woman that he's with, they were both from Albuquerque, but they didn't grow up there.
Do you think Bezos and Bill Gates went family style on a European pop star?
I have no idea. Maybe.
They just split. They split Kylie Minogue down the middle.
The boat. She's not European.
I've moved on from that thought of her being European. I just thought Kylie Minogue would be a great get.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I want to show you this the news story.
Joey.
Super yacht.
Bill Gates invited Jeff Bezos to super yacht birthday party, drawing social media anger. Anger. The 2 billionaires and other guests were transported between super yachts by helicopters. I'm mad.
I'm mad.
I'm mad at your super yacht. If you're mad at their super yacht, you should get really angry at these billionaires building underground bunkers to yeet out of society when it gets too crazy. Like that's what scares me.
Really?
You got an underground bunker, Jeff?
Not anymore.
How these guys got underground bunkers and they can just yeet out of society after they ruined it for everybody?
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit.
That's not fair. If you are so rich that you can make laws change at your whim, you should have to live with the fucking mess you've made.
Bezos.
Yes.
All right, check this out.
We know you.
What? Who am I?
We're supposed to report you.
No, don't report me. That's messed up, man.
No, we will never tell.
We trust the plan, right?
Yeah, our plan.
Where we go one, we go all. That's right.
Plan?
QAnon plan.
Oh, nah. We can't follow that shit.
You don't think?
When the drunk moms turn on you because you're a Q dork.
Hillary Clinton's in there drinking children's blood?
No.
I think she is.
Hillary Clinton's in there licking my ass.
Hey, I like
Oh.
these ladies. Fuck
Oh.
yeah.
Probably doing that too.
You.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Whoa,
I agree.
wait. Why is
We're
this,
fighting.
wait, why is this guy telling these ladies that he likes to drink dog cum? That seems
Dude,
kind of
that's
weird.
kind of gross. He goes from a QAnon believer to a dog cum.
Yeah, he's a dog cum guzzler.
I know they're white women, but that's a stereotype. It's not always true.
Against the
Most of the time.
corruption. Stop the steal. Thank you.
If she has a mid-sized dog or larger, she's thought about it. Nobody wants to bang tiny dogs, though. If you have a small dog, we know you're not a weirdo. Small dogs are impossible.
Yeah. It's physics, At that point, it's like, come on.
Hey Jeff, you remember last time you were on? We watched that guy Durst the Worst.
Yeah, did he comment again?
No, his comment section got bombarded, and he said he was gonna reply to us, but he never did. But here's an old news story that someone sent me that Durst is in.
At a Black Lives Matter protest Sunday in Menominee Falls, 38-year-old Gab Taylor says their peaceful message was muddied by a man who followed them, taunting them and making racial slurs.
Started saying that we were uncivilized, and he was screaming at us, telling us to shut up. Black lives don't matter because, tell it to the gangbangers. And then once that didn't really piss us off, then he called us monkeys and started making monkey noises.
Once that didn't piss us off, he started to go even further into depravity to try and anger us. And now we're here telling a story of his pathetic attempts to the news.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
Is this him?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh my God, dude.
Durst?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's built like an incel version of the chicken hawk that runs around with a...
Oh, this is the biggest chicken I ever did see.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude.
The Foghorn Leghorn just holds him by his big-ass forehead while he swings on him.
Boy.
Yeah, all these protesters are doing a Foghorn Leghorn. He's trying to swing at him, and they're just holding him by his big-ass forehead. That's so funny.
What's your name? You're antagonizing us.
Taylor says the man started calling
This
her
is not
and
Quentin Tarantino's son. This is Quentin Totino's 99-cent party pizza.
others uncivilized monkeys and making monkey noises. Police asked him to leave.
His language was like inciting a riot.
What was going through your mind in that moment?
A lot, because the point of us being out there, like, he kind of is a representation of why we were even marching in the first place.
I was like,
Was he cosplaying as Freddy Krueger?
That's what I was saying. Remember last time I said he looked like Robert Englund?
He's got the stupid Freddy Krueger shirt.
It wasn't even just the shirt, though. He has, unfortunately for Robert Englund, They do resemble each other quite a bit.
Well, it's not
England-
unfortunate for Robert England. Robert England got famous by putting on a bunch of prosthetics to make himself look terrible.
Yeah.
He got famous by being
kind of ugly. Is that what you're saying?
For playing a child rapist that had the world murder him, and then he came back to prove them that you shouldn't do that thing to people because they'll kill you in your dreams.
Going back and forth with him the entire 2 or 3
Durst,
hours.
you look like a child rape.
Out there. He never said any of that stuff to me. So to go to 2 young women, which he probably thought were teenagers or something, and to say those things to them and not someone like me, that shows the type of person that he is.
Yeah.
You are the definition of why we are marching. You are the definition of the oppression that we feel.
Oh my God!
And you come out there and
Why do these guys look like they're mentally deranged? Could you? I still gotta say, you're the majority, dude. Bathe in it. Like right here, right now, you're making yourself like you want to be the supreme race. Act like it, you pussy. You're acting like a beta-ass bitch. You're not. There's better white people out there than you. They can stand on their own 2 feet without looking like total fucking gumps. You're an embarrassment to our race. Your invitation to the white mayonnaise party rescinded.
Antagonize broken,
You get no
people.
mail.
Yeah, we're yanking his white card.
You
for
get no
sure.
mail. We're
yanking
taking
his
your white card. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Sarah joins us live here once again. Sarah, what do we know about the man who interacted with those protesters?
Well, Ben, we know he has a small following on social media. He was streaming that protest live, which included a lot of racist commentary. Now, I did reach out to that man in the video for comment, but
oh no,
he hasn't responded.
What a surprise.
Jeff, did you dress up for Halloween?
I did not. No,
I didn't
even
either.
bother.
Neither did I.
I didn't. My nephew did.
Whoa.
Can you tell what his costume was?
What?
Was it Walter White?
Yeah, he gave out blue crystal rock candy.
Oh, that's fucking rad, dude. That's cool as fuck.
I was like, that's a cool costume, Neff. That's a cool costume. I was very proud of him.
Yeah.
He even got the damn rock candy, blue crystals, the blue crystal rock candy to give out. I was like, that's super cute.
Yeah,
I like that.
the stuff that they used on the show was actually from a candy store. It's called the Candy Lady. You can buy like the same shit that they made for the show. Sweet. All right. Time for some oddities.
I'm pulling your Peckerwood pass. I'm revoking your Caucasian privileges.
The audacity of the Caucasian.
You are allowed 0 mayonnaise on your BLTs, sir.
Mayonnaise?
You must eat them dry.
Hello.
I had jocular jellyfishes. I had no kids this year on Halloween.
Good.
Were you expecting?
All right. Here's a little bit about Gail. I think she needs help moving, and I'm just helping to get the word out there for the Empress. All right. So we'll watch a little bit of this, see what she has to say. I love that shirt.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Gail.
This is going to be a very candid video. As you can probably tell, I have a script prepared for this video to make sure I can organize everything I need to say, and so that I don't forget to mention any
furry art on the wall.
Important details. This video will be
dude.
addressing some recent drama that occurred this past week in my personal life. I will also be explaining some other personal drama I've dealt with in my offline life up to this point, and clearing the air about some rumors you may have heard about me. For the past several years, I have been living off of disability. This means I have a fixed income. My rent has increased from $475 per month to $800 per month.
Whoa, they doubled her rent?
Holy shit, dude, for real?
That's awful.
My fixed income is only about $950 per month. This has left me...
I thought that she was on like Section 8 housing and like they weren't able to really raise it like that. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah,
dude.
the $400 and some odd a month sounds like low income type housing.
Yeah.
To double it, a lot of these fuckers didn't get paid. Like this, there's a lot of landlords that are going to be raising rent, trying to make back the money they lost from the people who couldn't pay their rent, and there was a moratorium. So the people who could pay, they're going to raise the rent on them to make back the money that they didn't make from the other people who couldn't pay at all.
That's not right.
It's
we
going to
should just
happen.
I don't
Eat
know.
the landlords. Fuck it. Whatever.
Whoa.
With nearly nothing left to live on. Recently, over the
There's
past
not enough
couple
landlord to go around. Have you not seen Berkshire Hathaway?
years,
They own a lot
my
of the
men and I
properties.
have been looking to have me move into.
It's a very small amount of people that own the majority of the properties. There's not enough for us all to eat.
I was always based in capitalist pilled, but now they're fucking with my Gail, and you know what? That's too far. That's too far. That's my breaking point.
I told myself,
honestly.
when they come and they take my house away, who cares? When they come and take my children's houses away, who cares? But when they take Gail's housing away, God damn it, it's time to stand up and fight.
Cheaper housing.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
I've been on several waiting lists for low-income housing, but the waiting list for this type of housing can be up to several years long. I have meanwhile been tightly managing my budget and using my Patreon money to be able to afford food and necessities. Last week, my apartment manager tried to raise my rent before my lease expired. When I
They should not be able to do that at all.
No, dude. No, they should not.
showed him the lease agreement, which wouldn't allow him to do this. He got angry and told me that he was going to evict me for being rude. This would effectively leave me homeless by Christmas with nowhere to live. My men and my friends at Discord immediately all came together to help me. I called one of the apartments I was on the waiting list for, and luckily a unit just became available for me. My move-in date is in 1 month. I have many things to do, like pack my belongings, hire a moving company, have my apartment cleaned, and have my car's fluids changed for the drive. The apartment will be out of state.
She's got to move to another. Oh my God. Damn.
Will no longer be living in Florida.
Dude.
However, I will be able to live much more comfortably in the place I will be going to, and won't have to worry about my survival due to high costs
I heard
of living.
she's taking over Epstein Island.
I will no longer have to worry about my
She
toxic
deserves it.
landlord, and more importantly, I will be safe from my family of origin. I'm aware that there are a lot of rumors about me in regards to my family situation. I want to clear the air here and explain why they are no longer in my life and why accepting any help from them would be dangerous for me. My whole life, long before my presence on the internet, I was treated poorly by my family of origin. I was raised by a mother who was a narcissist. She teamed up with my equally toxic sister to bully me throughout my childhood, and later to take advantage of me in my adulthood. Throughout my life, any help I have accepted from them has come with strings attached. They want me to be dependent on them so that they can control my life, to use me as a scapegoat in their abuse, and to punish me for being an embarrassment to them. They have waited a very long time for me to fail, so that I will be forced to be taken in under their control, where they can use me and treat me however they want. It wasn't only until a handful of years ago that I began to stand up to them and refuse to take their abuse. When my mother and sister saw that they were failing to control me, they took advantage of Florida's loose Baker Act law to have me imprisoned against my will. They lied to the courts by making up a story that I was planning to hurt myself. Because of that.
So, okay, I just don't want to interrupt Gail.
No,
right?
your
'Cause,
thoughts.
like,
Your
you know.
thoughts.
Okay, so like this is actually pissing me off. That's why I was getting up to go fucking have a cigarette and keep watching. But like, I know a lot about Gail's story, and I know a lot about where Gail comes from, and it's one of the reasons why I've been a hardcore supporter of hers for a really long time, and why I give her money. What she's saying is true. Like, her family has repeatedly tried to get her committed, and Gail's not fucking hurting anybody. Gail's not doing anything to anybody at all. She is just trying to live her life.
She lives in this fantasy world that is harmless.
It is harmless. It is 100% harmless, and
I'd
she
say
shares it with
97% harmless. There's
Yeah,
always a 3% chance of some shit going wild.
Okay, I'll give you that.
There's the Popeyes video. It's
Just
it's
give her a
thing, you know.
3% chance of doing some real damage.
But for the most part, she's this wholesome person who is 100% a victim of her circumstances, and her family has repeatedly tried to fuck with her, like a lot, like really, really bad, and all of this happening and her being put in a vulnerable situation, them trying to prey on her, it does not shock me at all. I'm just really happy that it sounds like she's got an alternative. So that's really cool. I hope Gail moved to Oregon and we can hang out.
That's a long
totally
drive.
hang out with
It's a
Gail.
long drive, but it's worthwhile. If
Yeah,
Gail
it
was
sounds
West
like she's
Coasting-
already figured out where she's living.
Yeah, I don't think she could afford Oregon.
No.
Maybe she could afford Las
Yeah.
Vegas.
She's going inland. She's probably going like maybe even like Mississippi or Alabama or something like that.
Viva
Yeah.
Gail Vegas.
I
Go to
was
Vegas,
held
Gail.
against my will.
One more thing. The last thing I'll say is like I'll put it this way. I cannot go too deep into like the background Gail lore. The Gail historian stuff that I like to do is the world that Gail lives in, not the world that Gail has had to survive, right?
Yeah.
But I will put it this way. Her family has tried to commit her several times. It took people who love Gail from the internet to protect her from them trying to lock this sweet woman away just because she embarrasses them. That's fucked up. It's bullshit.
While
People like this.
Jeff's not willing. While Def Jolliday, while Def Jolliday's not willing to go deep into Gail, I will go deep into Gail. I will.
Oh.
I will.
Oh.
I will spread open all there is.
Oh my
and
God,
deliver my personal message of purity, which is obviously what I talk about every episode. Dick. I'm gonna have sex with Gail is what I'm saying.
All right, we'll get a little
At a psychiatric facility for several days. It was likely their belief at the time that this would result in permanent imprisonment. This action was carried out under false pretenses in order to hurt me and to silence me and to have me locked away. Any time from that.
What if she's moving in with JF?
I don't know. That wouldn't be nice. That wouldn't be good.
You know, wasn't JF back on the market?
I thought he went back with Gorms McGee or whatever her name is.
That point forward, when I would not comply with their demands, such as going to clean my mother's house, for example, I would get a call from my mother threatening to have me locked up again. I have audio recordings of these calls to prove this. By moving out of Florida to a new address that my family of origin does not know about, I will be safe to live my life the way I choose without my...
She's gonna live in an undisclosed location. That's
Yes.
That's what's
Good.
gonna happen.
My
We're
freedom.
hiding her in a presidential bunker.
I wonder how long that'll last.
Being threatened every time I embarrass them or refuse to do what they want. This move is very important to me for my physical survival, but also for my safety from my family of origin and for my own freedom. As many of you remember, I made plans to do this move about a year ago. Unfortunately, I was unable to carry it out at that time due to a lack of funds. Because of
Not due to a lack of fun, though. Gail's always been a party animal.
the success on my Patreon over the past year, and because I've been very strict on myself about doing the Gail commandments, I was finally able to save enough money to get me started. However, This move will be very expensive for me, and even though I was able to save generously over the past year, the move will still be very tight. The best way to support me right now is through my Patreon. This is because even small amounts of monthly support from lots of people build up to life-changing income for people in my situation. I want to emphasize.
What was that, Jeffrey?
I said, yeah. I mean, I've been a patron of Gail's for like 3 years now. You know, best investment I ever made. Best investment ever.
You know, there's a lot of good things you could have invested in that money in, and you would have made so much more money. But it's not about the money.
It's about wholesomeness, you know?
It's about putting your money where your mouth is, and your mouth's always been on Gail.
That's true. True. I'm vying for that coveted Gail's men position. I'm hoping someday I make the cut, you know?
You're not on the marriage list?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Ben took the headphones and the microphone to the bathroom with him so he could take a massive dump.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if you're hearing Ben right now, just know he is doing things that you probably don't need to know about.
Yeah.
As it's coming out, will you describe the texture?
No, he won't. He won't.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
So, Jeff, recently we talked about how Facebook's rebranding to Meta. Have you seen that?
I have, yeah.
Did you see the reports that people are mocking Facebook? They're mocking Mark Zuckerberg because Meta is the Hebrew word for dead. For death.
No, I hadn't heard that.
Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah,
no.
that's he's getting mocked all over because Hebrew means death, or Meta means death in Hebrew. And I was a little worried at first. Then I realized all Jewish people don't speak Hebrew, and that was a relief, because if they did, that would mean death to all Jews.
Is that what that would mean?
Meta would, yeah, it would mean death. But since they don't all speak Hebrew.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Do you like that horrible joke?
No.
No.
No, but it really he really was getting flack because it's the Hebrew word for dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, there was this really fascinating video that I saw by this guy. He was talking about how God, fuck, it's the Neil Stephenson book. Is it Snow Crash? I think it's Snow Crash. That talks about a dystopian future where everything is like a marketed hellscape, and people utilize things like VR in order to escape the utter banality of god awful, you know, neo-corporatist kind of shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, this is it. Like, this is it. Like, we are now in this fucking place. And
people have been talking about.
Are we done with Gail, by the way?
Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
People have been talking about the metaverse and the eventuality of living that second life all online, and social media and social representation being a new world for interaction for a while. Our guy jumping into the metaverse and changing his name to Meta is putting a lot of money down on that people won't be able to afford to go out anymore.
Did you know that Meta means dead in Hebrew?
Well, Facebook's actually being mocked massively because of it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that recently.
Did you?
Yeah. That was something I learned recently.
That was a fast dump. How do you poop that fast?
I didn't poop. I didn't poop.
He had a grease release.
I was just peeing.
When Elijah Wood tweeted proudly about his ownership of a new NFT on October 27th, it seemed like nothing out of the ordinary. Have you seen this, Jeff?
Yeah, I saw this. This is
loving my golden zombie. Thank you at Jungle Freaks NFT at Trosley NFT, and this is the cool I don't know, NFT here.
Yeah,
it's like they're zombies like NFTs, I think.
I guess.
But as we previously seen in the world of NFTs where men pretend to be women to promote their project, you should expect the unexpected.
Wow.
Men pretend to be women online to catfish all the time for promotion. Like there's tons of promoters that make woman accounts to they know sex sells. They know that you are more likely to trust a beautiful woman than some guy. It's how all the hackers send you a beautiful woman on Facebook saying, "Ooh, hi, sexy. Go to my WhatsApp. Dial my WhatsApp,
We were just literally
please."
talking about Second Life. Like that's what you do on Second Life.
Yeah. The zombie bus was by George Trosley, the 74-year-old artist behind Jungle Freaks, a collection of 10,000 hand-drawn zombies and genetically enhanced gorillas at war against each other in a post-apocalyptic 2077. That year. The Jungle Freak site promotes Trosley as a legendary former cartoonist for the porn magazine Hustler. After Wood tweeted, a number of Twitter users pointed out that some of Trosley's Hustler work, dating from 1970s, depicts people of color in a derogatory light.
Wait, from the 70s?
Yeah.
Wait. So, I didn't realize it was like that old.
Yeah, it was from the 70s. It was from Hustler. If you know anything about Hustler,
yeah.
Our good friend of the show, my personal friend Larry Flint. Not really my personal friend, but the guy fought for freedom of speech, and he fought in ways that were disgusting and deplorable on all realms, but that was the point.
Sure.
So like he himself was gunned down by a white supremacist.
He survived.
He survived, yeah, but he lost all motor function in his legs
Yeah,
and
he
most
was in
of
a
his
wheelchair.
body.
Yeah.
And was shot down because the guy was reportedly angry that he put interracial pornography in his magazines. And so he has been fighting a battle for and against social justices for a long time. Not against, for like freedom, I guess. But he's been fighting with some dirty weapons, right? The comments here, the comics, the fact that people are still buying Jungle Freaks NFT by George Trosley says a lot about the NFT space. Speak up leaders in the space, Jungle Freaks, racism. And these cartoons are from the 70s, and they're pretty terrible. Some pretty graphic racist images.
I have a
KKK,
video.
stuff like that.
I think.
And it is part of a bigger commentary for the most part. But, you know, this is from the kaleidoscope of the 1970s where our talks were a lot different. You know, our president of the United States, who he didn't cancel, was saying some pretty interesting stuff about segregation in the 70s that we seem to have allowed to pass. So how come that was
George
a policymaker? How are we going to hold an artist under the fire if he's not doing this currently, right? If we're going to give our president of the United States ice cream cone licking Biden a pass, how are we not going to give an artist a pass?
I guess these guys are the current artists, right?
Yeah, this is the artist, the Troxley, the George Troxley, the dad here. This is his son. You can tell that they're father and son because they have the same shoulders and ears. They share the same shoulders and ears. And one day the son will grow into his dad's nose.
Hi, I'm George Trosley, and I created the cartoons in Jungle Freaks.
And my name is George Trosley III, and many of you know me as the Prince. And we're on here today to discuss some of the cartoons that many of you see floating around on Twitter today.
These cartoons were produced right after I had gone under exclusive contract with a new magazine called Hustler. Larry Flint asked us to be as outrageous as possible, calling attention to social injustices in America, and these cartoons depict that.
And I think what people are overlooking here is that Larry Flint was shot by a white supremacist, and he was shot because he put a white and black couple in the magazine for the first time, and a white supremacist did not like that. Larry was probably the least racist guy you could think of. He hates Trump. He wants to push limits on pretty much everything. the politicians in America were called out by him, some of the biggest politicians, some of the biggest white supremacists. The cartoons that you see in the magazine are trying to shine a light on how horrible America was. The one I'm sure that everyone is the most appalled about is the Kkk wedding with the African Americans being pulled from behind. It's not to shine a
Yeah, they're being pulled from the car with the Klansmen having a just married, and instead of pulling pop cans, they're pulling bodies. And I think a lot of people are also mad at the one that shows a black man being arrested and complaining about the cuffs being too tight when there's a murder scene of a white woman inside of the store, which is race baiting. You know, that's like.
Yeah.
You can't deny that from the 70s. That's what they were going for in a sick way. They wanted to have the conversations that push the envelope. If you watch the documentary on Larry Flint starring Woody Harrelson, it really tells a lot of the story about what they were kind of going for. And I think that if this stuff was going on today, I would be quick to be like, fuck these guys, cancel them. It wouldn't cancel them. That's the great thing about NFTs. I'm surprised it's losing its value. The NFT has dropped 80% over this. Usually a lot of people in that market are a little right-leaning sick son of bitches that like the idea of a decentralized currency they can invest in. So I'm a little surprised they haven't jumped on this bandwagon. They probably don't have enough money to buy the NFTs at the value they've been going for.
That's probably what it is.
But it's it usually something like this would cause, from what I've seen in NFTs, would cause a buy. There's been like sick coins that have been minted around George Floyd and stuff. There's a small community there that's like, yeah, let's be as disgusting as we possibly can to get attention and make the libs cry. It's like, okay, you nerd, it's fucking
my dad
cryptocurrency.
Enjoy drawing
pulling the rug out on
shining
somebody,
a light
you're robbing
on
people.
how horrible the KKK is, and from that time they were still around. And to take a jab at someone like that, and to take a jab at that group, like Larry and my father did, shows some balls. And to have that freedom of speech, many of you have on Twitter currently, where you're able to log on and say whatever you want to me, say whatever you want to my father, say whatever you want to the judge.
That's not true. You don't get to say whatever you want, right, Jeff?
Not on Twitter.
Not on Twitter. I mean, I'm banned.
Let's go ban him.
Brand, that's Larry. That is what Larry believed in. That's what he did. He believed in freedom of speech, and that you guys can go on here and say whatever you want. And we have to live with that. And that's why we're on here today, to explain, that Larry had this in mind, where, you can have your own beliefs, and you don't have to agree with everything that person is doing. And again,
one of the problems that we find ourselves in right now is time. Like we would, if you look back through the years on the different ways in which like we communicated, some of the jokes that we did, especially when you're talking about like transgressive media, when you're talking about things that were designed to like shake things up, they usually don't translate well into now. A lot of people get mad about that because they're like, well, we used to be able to say like all these like, really caustic fucking things back in the day, but we can't say that right now. Well, yeah, we can't, because it's not then, it's now. And you can say, well, that's bad, but that doesn't really take away from the fact that that is what it is. Culture and society shift and they change, they morph. Politics informs comedy just as comedy can inform politics. So I don't think that necessarily like these jokes, these comics.
Thumbs up your butts. Thumbs up your butts.
Yeah, what's up? Thank you.
Thumbs up
I'm
my
just
butt.
saying, like these types of things don't necessarily have to mean that somebody has to be canceled, but we also can't really expect people to voluntarily be open-minded enough to really like think about the context of it, because people don't do that. People don't do that. People are lazy. People are going to react like with their emotions.
And
but if you do have the chance, the luxury of being able to think about it with that context, then you can actually start to understand.
The way this always usually ends up working is we start squeezing on the offenders, and we realize we're over squeezing, and people who are barely offending, like maybe somebody who says "Let's go, Brandon" means I like to guzzle dog cum, stuff like that. You start squeezing out the wrong people, and the people realize you're over squeezing, and they find a way to fight back. They find it all. We always find a way. Like if these people feel like they're being silenced from their ability to be racist, they'll find a way to make it work, and it'll be new, and it will be worse than it maybe ever was. But hopefully that's not the case here. Hopefully we all just let this old man live a better life, as he seems to be wanting to do, because
Elijah Wood turned around and sold them like immediately.
Yeah, he sold them and donated the money, the proceeds, to the NAACP's Legal Defense Fund and Black Lives Matter. And everybody else has been dumping. The coin has, not the coin, the NFT market for Jungle Freaks has dropped to 20% or 80% of its value has dropped. It's down to like 20% of what it's worth. And, you know, that's the way it is.
Yeah, my guy Elijah was like, dude, I'm not fucking dealing with this shit. Fuck this. Goodbye.
He was like, dude,
No.
I like spending my money on cool little digital fart arts. That's what Elijah Wood said. And they're like, no, Wood. I wish a motherfucker would, Elijah. And now he's in trouble, but not really trouble.
Nah, he handled it perfectly. He's like, hey, I'm rich anyway. Fuck it. Who cares? Whatever.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I wish this wasn't necessarily the world that we lived in, but like, you know, you have to be realistic about it. You got to find that way to balance it for yourself more than anything else. So,
well,
you know,
even beyond like him making these cartoons, the idea of him making it for Hustler, when the psychology was to push the envelope, like Larry Flint, like very much wanted to push the envelope to show what, like, make a precedent for free speech. Like, they may or may not have believed in any of this. They just wanted you to know that, you know, you couldn't take away their right to say it. And maybe they did believe in this. Based on what I know about Larry Flint, I don't think he did. I could be wrong. But it's like there's so much more context to this. These cartoons being brought up from the 70s, when literally our damn president was on record trying to segregate schools in the late 70s, right? And now he can eat ice cream cones and run our country. We're not going to cancel that. That's not really fair. That's not really fair. We're going to take an artist out over this. We got to get our priorities straight. I feel like this might be the new distraction, weapons of mass distraction here. We pick and choose our little villains. We have a woman who went to the ER, didn't even get seen, spent 7 hours in the ER, and they charged her $700.
Yeah, it's like you go to the ER, you got to wait 7 hours. They should be paying you $700 for your time.
She didn't even get to see the damn doctor. She just sat there.
I know.
And you guys were mad at Martin Shkreli for charging $750 for a life-saving pill. It's part of a bigger problem. We made a villain. We made a villain.
Nah.
No, don't nah me. Don't nah me. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
All right.
This is the problem. You guys want to make a man a villain when you know why he was the villain, because he wasn't attached to any bigger corporations. Because the practice he used was a fallout from the 90s. He had happened to find one pill that was open that they didn't swoop up in the 90s. When they were doing this everywhere across the board, all the pharmaceutical companies, he found one that they couldn't find, and he made some money off of it and built his business off of it. And now people vilified him, but everybody else is continuing to make this practice. We thought because we got him off the streets, we cleaned up the problem. He wasn't the problem. He was the picture they painted to get that fucking. He was the scapegoat.
I will agree with you to a certain point. You know, like true, very true. Like you can't really blame a guy for playing by the rules. My counterpoint to that is that he ended up getting thrown under the bus and went to jail. Is that it's a good start.
He didn't go to jail for that.
He didn't go to jail for that?
No, he went to jail for some old fraud he committed when he was an investor.
What the fuck?
He went to jail for some old fraud.
Oh my God! He didn't even go to jail for that shit.
No, because it's not illegal.
Then why were you even bringing that shit up to begin with?
Because I'm seeing these motherfuckers charging you $700 to sit in a stuffy ass waiting room, and we're acting like he's this novel villain. In the grand scheme of things, he ain't shit. He ain't nothing but another weapon of mass distraction. We want to get distracted. We want to paint these people into villains, and we're missing the bigger picture. We're missing the real villains, because these real villains are separating us from our goals. They're pitting us against each other. That's the real villain.
Let's throw them all in jail. Fuck them.
Well, let's throw them all in jail. They created jail for us. They created jail to put us in timeouts. They created jail to cultivate humans as livestock, to get cheap slave labor. That's why jail is, what was it? When they freed the slaves, it was other than under incarceration, you can still do a slave labor.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
No, you're speaking my fucking language, dude. Like I'm all about like prison abolitionists, because like our entire fucking prison industry is just a fucking extension of the slave trade. Like that's how it started. That's legit how the American prison system started. Look it up. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And but
I'm with you on that.
We want to find these little pimples, and we popped a pimple. Everything's fine. We popped this pimple. Don't worry, we got the pimple. Bitch, is the whole body.
Damn right. I'm with you on it. I just, I'm not gonna feel bad that Shkreli got some jail time. If he did the crime, he's got to do the time.
Don't feel bad for him. I don't want you to feel bad for him. I want you to have that same energy every other fucking perpetrator.
Oh, I do.
Carry that same energy. Don't think that the boogeyman was slain because Martin Shkreli, little boogeyman Martin, went to jail.
Oh yeah.
Y'all are barking up the wrong tree.
No.
You have been duped. You have all been duped. The problem persists, and we think it's okay because the punchable face, Pee Wee Herman looking motherfucker went to jail.
He didn't look like.
That's what Ghostface Killer said about him.
Oh really?
Check this out.
I don't argue with this.
Check this out.
Got a discount at Discount Liquor and the Backdoor Lounge. Goddamn right.
This happened to me one time when I was back at the, I went to this bar. I was hanging out at the bar with some friends, and two chicks started making out and dancing a couple tables in front of me.
Was it an Applebee's?
Long story short, these two were dancing and making out in front of a room full of very obnoxious and very drunk dudes. And I'm trying not to stare, but, yeah, you know, Cobra.
He's like a fucking work of art, dude. Oh my god.
Oh man, someone's trying to trigger you in the chat, Billy.
Who?
Martin Shkreli manipulated Billy into being his lapdog.
Joke's on you. I'm not the peasant that gets triggered by chat. That was a diss on you.
Does Ben get triggered by the chat?
Not normally.
Ben brought the chat up. I ignored it, so I was just throwing it back to Ben. If I was manipulated by Martin, boo hoo. I just gave you guys a fucking a monologue of what I thought about the bigger picture, and you tried to bring it back to tiny little booger on the balls, Martin.
That's most definitely what's up, too.
It's most definitely what's up.
I can't help myself. I see two hot bar chicks making out in front of me. I'm just going, come on. This chick with short black hair walked up to my friend Darflini and says, could you tell your friend to please quit staring? Thanks. And I was just at that point where you have that enough alcohol in your system where the truth comes out and you don't give a fuck who it pisses off. I said, first of all, honey, if you don't want people staring, go home and do that shit. Second of all, I haven't had pussy in 3 years. Third of all, you're in a room full of drunk dudes clearly getting attention. But when the attention is from the wrong person, you want to act like you're all creeped out and pissed off by it.
You want to act like you're all creeped off
and pissed off.
Was he
yeah.
about to drop the C word on her?
I don't know.
Was my guy about to drop the C word?
There were two dudes making out and you haven't had dick in like 3 years, you'd be staring too.
If there were two dudes making out and you hadn't had dick in like 3 years, you'd be staring too. Does that work for women?
No.
Because for one, imagine the type of woman that hasn't had dick for 3 years, right?
Two dudes making out in front of her isn't going to make a
The
difference.
type of woman that can't get laid in 3 years versus the type of guy that can't get laid in 3 years, different types of people. Like, don't get me wrong. Queen Cobes would look very interesting, fam. I want to see what the female version of Cobra is. I don't know if it exists, but even her could probably get laid within the last year if she just slung back and knocked those knees up in the air. There's some sludge fund that would sneak his way up in between her. I know that. Guys live by a different set of rules. It's just the way the world works. Guys will bang because they don't have as much to lose as women. Women could get stuck with a 9-month reminder that they fucked the wrong guy. Guys get stuck with a itch in their crotch when they bang the wrong woman. It's different.
That's true.
It's different.
It is.
Fuck you.
Could also be an 18-year reminder, depending on how
If you got a problem with me staring, then say it to my face. Don't do this immature bullshit of, I'm going to go to your friend and tell you to say it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she got pissed when I told it like it was. Fucking stomped out of the freaking CY bar like.
I love the way this person edits these. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah. This is brilliant.
Why can't Cobes just settle for a chubby goth girl with a big forehead? Do you think he would? Like, what do you think Cobes' standards are?
I don't. You know what though? We saw what his ex-girlfriend looked like, and she was like probably at least a few tiers above him.
Well, that was
looks alone.
She was in Job Corps. That was a Job Corps love relationship.
Okay.
Job Corps' got a different set of rules.
It does?
Yeah, when you're in Job Corps, the dating pool is directly minimized. And if you're the hot guy at Job Corps, if you're the hot guy,
he was not the hot guy at Job Corps.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're the hot guy at Job Corps, you get to fuck the hottest girls, and you're not gonna settle for anything less, because if you get caught fucking one of the ugly girls at Job Corps, your social credit goes down. So Cobes, who was the lower level, he found a mid-level girl, and he got into a relationship. A mid-level girl who didn't know, for one, when you go to Job Corps, your life is pretty much in shambles, and you're trying to put it back together. That's what Job Corps is all about.
You're 100% not wrong at all. Yeah, that's
so
yeah,
Cobes
that's what
caught
Job
this
Corps
girl
is.
at a point in her life where she was at a low. And he gave her reason to think that, she was worthy of love. She found somebody she wouldn't think
He's
would
a social worker.
But then he ended up cheating on her, right?
I think so.
Did he?
I think that was the word on the street. Billy, tell us your Job Corps story. I never went to Job Corps. I'm the bad boy at Job Corps.
Happy Halloween, you crazy motherfuckers.
This is Cobes' Halloween mask.
We're having a Halloween stream at Frosty's, baby. Yeah.
I bet that goth boy under that mask smells good. Hell
Calling
yeah.
me's not going to stop the stream, so you're wasting your time.
Oh, he's drinking his beer out of a straw because of the mask?
I stop the stream when I want to stop it.
I'm pretty sure he's drinking a beer out of a straw.
Chilling with a picture of Bud Light. No copyright infringement intended now.
Is Bud Light copyrighted to drink? Is there like a weird thing where you can like copyright your beer?
Yeah,
so
Ben,
it
the
can't
only
be
reason
drank?
you haven't been canceled is because yours are all foreign beers and they don't fall under American jurisdiction.
Oh, damn.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Could you imagine being at the bar and you sit down and you're talking with Cobes and you strike up a conversation. You think he's a sweet guy, he's a kind guy, he smells good, and then you peel that mask off to kiss him at midnight, and he turns into a pumpkin.
He smelled like tactical soap.
Oh man, I wonder how many girls. Oh, he probably would have got laid, but I don't think this stream ended too well.
The picture, YouTube. Look at the picture. Get it. Golden goodness.
The golden goodness. Cobes in the Wild is fun. That's
fuck
fucked
racism,
up,
fuck
Hans Franz.
sexism,
That's
fuck
fucked
abuse
up.
of power to the people.
A lot of people drink alone.
Yes.
Based.
Now knowing where Josh was drinking, the trolls started calling Frosties. This is actually really sad.
No.
This got really
no.
sad. The bartender was sick of it and told Josh to get lost.
He could have just stopped streaming, though.
Oh, he went from straw to he found a way to drink it through the mask.
Dude. If you got people fucking calling here time after time, get the fuck out and don't come back.
Dude, I can't control these fuckers, dude.
Yeah, you can.
No,
You
I
get the
cannot.
fuck out and go
No, I
somewhere
cannot,
else.
dude. I'm autistic.
Get off your fucking phone.
Leave me
Oh, no, come on.
Yeah, he's doing this.
He's using the autistic defense.
alone,
We don't need
dude.
that bullshit here. We don't need it.
I don't want to hear, dude. I'm not the one asking him to do that
They're
shit.
still calling.
I'm not the one controlling it, dude.
Get the fuck out of here. They don't call when you're not here. Get the fuck out of here.
Leave me the fuck
You're a
alone,
fucking
dude.
dipshit.
Dude, fucking leave me alone. I'm autistic.
No, get the fuck out of here. No shit.
This
They
is
keep
so
calling.
sad.
You
This was
got
his
three
happy stream. He was living the life.
more calls. If they call 3 more times, you're fucking out.
3 more times.
They're gonna call like literally right now. 3
Oh my
times.
God.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they
You're
totally
out.
will.
Dude, fuck the trolls, YouTube. This is bullshit.
Just turn off your stream. There's more here.
Oh,
Yeah.
What up, YouTube? So it's a video response to some text messages I've been getting. Apparently, people are spamming Frosty's Bar and Grill Yelp page with bullshit reviews. And to be fair, for the record, I've never had any issues going to Frosty's Bar and Grill. It's been a great bar. Back when I lived closer to them, I go there all the time. I've never had any drama there until like last night. And the video even shows me handling it professionally and asking the dude, please leave me alone. Dude, fucking leave me alone. I'm autistic.
Get the fuck out of here.
I can't control these fucking assholes.
So he didn't say, please
And
leave me alone, did he? He said, dude, fucking leave me alone. I'm autistic.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have
Yeah.
tried, please leave me alone. That might have been a little better.
Any control over them, I tell them to stop and they would. And the fact that they won't just shows they're jealous. But for legality purposes,
That dude was just intimidated by your alpha male energy. You're autistic. He should have fucked off.
I'd like to apologize to Frosties. I shouldn't have to because I'm not the one doing this crap. It's pretty fucking sad. How would you feel? Okay? How would you feel?
He pulled his knife outside the bar?
Serious.
I hope not.
Who'd he pull the
How
knife
would you
on?
feel if you were in my shoes? Going out to one of your favorite bars to have a drink, live streaming the video to show advertisement for the location and help out support your local
He was
business.
just advertising. Oh, God.
Shit, dude.
I just went to the location on Halloween. I showed the location for advertisement purposes. All those calls were people making reservations, I'm sure.
businesses. And people are harassing the bar that you are streaming from just because they don't like your videos. Ask yourself this: does Cobra rule your life? You say you hate me so much, but when you hate someone's video so much, you're gonna legitimately harass the bar they're at just because you can? That's beyond pathetic, dude. I own these fuckers. Frosty's is a badass biker bar that I like
That's
going to.
beyond pathetic, dude. I own these fuckers. Now, I was with you on the beyond pathetic part, but that's the problem with people on the internet. A lot of them are beyond pathetic. A whole lot of them. But then you say you own these motherfuckers. That's the problem, Cobes. They literally sent a guy into your house, and he was in your house trolling you right behind you from the internet, giving you trolls, pretending to be your friend. Maybe he wasn't even your friend, but he was a friend with the pretense of also being a troll from online.
And he had a gun. He had a loaded gun.
He had a
hidden
pistol
in the
yeah.
ass of his pants.
Your knife, probably not as strong as that gun.
No.
I hopefully the wand and the knife together would have mirrored the power of that gun. I'm not sure though.
Some bars downtown you can go to. Drink to that.
Frosty's
He's a
so
monster.
hardcore for a guy who
I've
ride
always
bike.
sent Frosties a message on their Facebook page.
Did you
Pretty
really
much
get beat up
telling
at
people,
Frosty's? Are you
ignore
okay?
the bullshit reviews on the Yelp page. Frosty's is a good bar to go to in my personal experience. And I left it at that. I'm actually sober. I haven't had a drink all day until just now.
You should make your own bar and have Warlord and Homeboy Ian pay to
going to
drink your
bed.
drink combos.
As soon as I started
Smart.
calling Frosties towards the end of my live stream, I'm just like, ignore it. The bartender behind the counter was super patient with me and super professional with these assholes, talking shit and making up lies. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't control these fucking
I
assholes.
feel bad for Cobes, dude. I feel really bad for him. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, he does a lot of dumbass shit, you know, but like, he's so ill-equipped to understand and realize like people are gonna fucking do this to you no matter what. Just how the fucking internet works.
Yeah, I love Cobes. I think he's an interesting character. I appreciate the content that comes out of his life. We get to enjoy it, but you got to feel bad for him a little bit here, even though he brought it on
Yeah.
himself. You know, you got to feel bad. Like,
Those
this is
how you
him wanting to
react.
have a good Halloween, have a pitcher of Budweiser's without getting sued for product placement,
To it.
and
I've also
couldn't
seen
enjoy
comments
his-
on
his
Frosty's
beer.
Facebook page. Do you get to meet the bad boy King Cobra himself with purchase of a meal? No, they. Flattering as that one was, nope, it's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
Not how it work. Sorry, my dude.
Cheers, folks. Catch you later.
All right.
It was heartbreaking.
Poor Cobes, dude. Poor
Yeah.
Cobes. Come on. Poor sympathy for the Cobes.
So we're going to wrap up the stream in a minute here. We'll be back on Thursday.
And then Friday too.
And then Friday, yeah, we're streaming on Friday instead of Saturday because Billy has to finish his movie.
It'll be the last filming night, so any other schedule changes will be for other reasons. But
And then on the 9th, we got Hannibal and Monty back again.
Oh, it's been a while.
Nice. Nice.
We've had
Love those
Jeff
guys.
twice since we've had them, right? Or has it been more than twice?
We've had Jeff. Jeff was on this time, and then the time where we were talking about Durst. They just Hannibal and Monty weren't on last month. They
Yeah.
were on in September.
Okay, yeah, we've been
They're on
getting-
September 28th.
We've been getting like a good amount of you, Jeff. Not enough, but like
Not enough.
We've been getting a good amount
Not
of you,
enough.
and usually we would get them
No.
every other week or so. And I've been missing those boys now that I've been getting overwhelmed with my Jeff time. Now, I don't want to say overwhelmed. I've been well-whelmed with my Jeff time.
Whelmed?
Well-whelmed.
Appropriately whelmed.
Yes, I've been adequately whelmed by my Jeffrey,
Yeah.
my Jeffrey
I can
time
see
on
that.
the show.
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna do a post show on Twitch on Thursday night, so everyone get ready for that when we do it.
Everybody go follow Jeff's channel if somehow you already aren't.
They are.
I would send you to the Twitter, but that's not possible.
Yeah, if anybody really wants to just make my day, anytime you see somebody say "Let's go, Brandon," ask them why they're bragging about drinking dog cum, and it'll make me feel a lot better. Because that's literally why I lost my Twitter, was because I made the very harmless joke that "Let's go, Brandon" is slang for people signaling that they like to drink dog cum. It was a funny joke, and it's worth losing a goddamn Twitter account over.
It's not fair, but it is funny, and I hope you can't get your Twitter back, can you?
I don't know. I put in an appeal.
We
see.
need Jeff's Twitter
see.
back.
I do.
Thank you guys. We'll see you soon.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.